Welcome to Chaotic Crochet Chatter from Stitchcraft Gifts. My name's Jenny and I crochet for a living. I live in North Yorkshire in the UK with my husband Kelvin, son Ned and our cat Neris. In this podcast I share current projects with you, talk about what's going on in my life and generally witter on about nonsense. I hope you enjoy watching. If you do, please like this video, subscribe to my channel and tell all your friends. Thank you and take care. Hello, Happy New Year. How are you? I'm pretty good. Can you believe it is 2024 already? It's just, it's a bit mad. But hey, here we are. It is, hello Neris. It is Wednesday, the 3rd of January. Coming up? Maybe. It is a late one today. It is nearly 10 past 11 at night already. This is for a number of reasons. Being shouted at by the cat, can you hear her? Partly just because Ned's at home, because it's the Christmas holidays still. Here, anyway, in other parts of the UK, they've been sensible and sent the kids back to school by now, but not here in Yorkshire. No. We've got another week. Well, the rest of this week. And it is partly because I have only just finished editing one of the last 2 Vlogmas videos that I did. The other one should be edited and up. Here she is. By the time you see this, but who knows? Because I've got to edit that and edit this. And I want to get this up on Friday morning. And no, don't go up on my desk, sweetheart. There's too much. There's too much on my desk for you to go up there. There we go. What was I saying? No, you're not going on my desk. Is apparently mostly what I'm saying. And yes, so it's a late one. But I'm here, I'm recording. I am being scratched by the cat. Ow. Not on purpose, she's just climbing because she's silly and she needs a claws trimming again. Yes, I'm in my pyjamas but I've got makeup on, I've got earrings in, I've got perfume on, not that you can smell that, and I'm ready to go. So let's get on to business. You're going to have to go down, aren't you, Neris? Are you going to go down or are you going to sit here for a moment? I'm going to experiment a little bit with YouTube. Instantly. I'm going to try adding a proper end screen to this video. I'm going to see if I can manage to figure out the timestamps. Hold on. The timestamps kind of chapters thing that people do. We'll see whether that works or not. But yes, so let's press on because I think this could be a long one, so I'll try not to waffle too much. We are going to talk about recent events. There's not really a lot to say because I have covered most of it in my Vlogmas videos. If you haven't been watching them, that's absolutely fine. I don't mind. But I will link them for you. Or at least, like the first one. Or the playlist. Or something. I'll figure out a way to link it so you can get to it easily. And, well, yeah. It was all a bit disorganised. It's the first time I've done Vlogmas. And I started off pretty well, I think. But I lost my way towards the end. So I'm planning to do it next year, but I do intend to organise myself a little better. My sinuses are giving me hell, by the way, so if I sound a bit congested, that's why. I have got my trusty mug of honey and lemon, so that will help. Yes, I might just sound a bit claggy. But yes, of course, the biggest event was that it was Christmas. We had lovely times by ourselves. We had lovely times with family. I had a lovely time on my birthday, which was on the 28th. It's been really good, basically. There's not a lot else to say, except that it was wonderful. If you celebrated, let me know how. What did you get up to? Was it fun? I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got everything you wanted, if you wanted anything. If you don't celebrate Christmas, let me know what else you did. Whether you did nothing at all, whether you celebrate something else. I'd be really interested to know. So get in touch, drop me a comment, and we'll have a chat. That would be lovely. And that's it for that section. So that was quick and easy, wasn't it? I will move on to finished projects. Now again, most of these will have been mentioned in Vlogmas, but I'm just going to go through them a bit anyway. So, the first one, you'll have seen bits and pieces of it, but I have officially finished it today, bear with. I have been working on sorry, this chair's a bit noisy as well. I hope it won't play up too much while I'm chatting, but we'll see. I have been working on the Heart Over Heart baby blanket by Rosina Plain, and I officially finished it this afternoon. Oh, except just spotted an end that hasn't been woven in. So I need to do that, and then it needs a wash. But I blocked it, I trimmed the tassels, so it's just got a sort of fringe and on the edge, and I love it. I'm really, really pleased with it. This is for my new baby niece, who has not yet been born, but hopefully will be in the next few weeks. She's due, I believe, on the 22nd. Who knows? We shall see. Yeah, so I shall be handing that over to my sister, hopefully very soon, once it's been washed and dried, and then I'll wrap it up. I love it. I've really, really enjoyed working on it. It's a overlay mosaic crochet, which you may know I've got a bit of an obsession with. And Rosina's patterns are all lovely. Basically, this has been, I think, particularly good because it's been quite short rows, so I feel like I've made quite quick progress, and the repeat both along the row and then the repeat of the rows, does that make any sense, is quite short, so, but not too short. There's enough that's variation, but also by the time I got halfway through the blanket, I'd pretty much memorised the pattern. Just found a pine needle that got stuck in it. That'll be from when I was blocking it downstairs earlier on. There are pine needles everywhere. Everywhere. So that's that. I'm sure I was going to say something else. Oh, the yarn is an exclusive Crochet Society yarn, so I won't tell you too much about it because you can't get it anyway. It is from the Crochet Society subscription box 43, which is one of the most recent ones, so you might be able to get hold of that box on their website, which I will link for you. But if you can't get it there, you can't get the yarn anywhere else, which is a shame because it's lovely. That's it. That's that. Finished project. Done. What else did I finish? I did finish a few, well, almost. I need to do the finishing touches on a few other few other baby bits, which I'm not going to show you yet. Hopefully my sister's coming over this weekend and I can hand them over to her. I will get pictures taken first and then I can show you the pictures in the next podcast, and they'll be up on Instagram as well after I've given things to her. I did make Ned a hat, as well. There you go, lovely stripy hat. I forgot to write down the yarn, but I shall look it up and put it in the description for you. I love the colours. I know that this is a Women's Institute yarn. It's 4-ply and it is acrylic, but it is super soft and silky acrylic somehow. This, I can't remember, but I'll look it up and I'll put it in the comments for you, in the description. There was no pattern for this. I have used a size chart guide to work out the right size for Ned's head, so I shall link that as well. And otherwise I just used the extended single crochet stitch and did increases, start from the top, increases until it was big enough, and then just normal rows until it was long enough. Done. Oh, and then the brim, but that again is just normal rows, and I did put a label in it, but I've written his name and my phone number on it, so I won't show you that. Just in case he loses it at school. He's quite happy with it. He hasn't actually worn it yet, other than just trying it on. I need to get some pictures of it on his head actually. I think that'd be really cool. But yes, he has tried it on and says it feels really nice, so we shall see. We need another blast of properly cold weather actually for him to want to wear that. He runs warm like I do, and at the moment, since just before Christmas, it's actually been fairly mild, which I know a lot of people are very happy about. I am not one of them. So we shall see. If we get some more cold weather, he will wear it, I'm sure. I can't remember whether I showed you this. No, I think it was a December project. I don't think I'd done it in November. Again, pretty sure it's been featured in the Vlogmas videos somewhere, but I can't remember which day. So yes, anyway, I made an amigurumi llama for my friend Lindsay to give to her friend who had a baby probably a couple of months ago now. At least a month ago anyway. Obviously I haven't got that to show you because I've given it to Lindsay, and in fact she may well have passed it on by now, but I have got some pictures somewhere and I shall find them and I shall put them up here somewhere for you to see. And again, did I write down the information? Yes, I used Crochet Society yarn again. It's their Confection DK, which is what's in this year's Advent Calendar 2023, and a number of their other boxes actually. So if you do ever buy from Crochet Society, you will probably be able to get hold of it. And that was in the colour Earl Grey. The pattern, I found it on furlscrochet.com. So again, I shall link that for you below. I believe it was a free pattern. Yes, I think it was. And that's it, that's all the finished projects. So I'm going to have a quick drink, see if my honey and lemon's cooled down yet, because you can hear my voice is going, and then we'll move on. Perfect. Actually, it's just on the right side of too hot. That's really good. Really good. Right. Works in progress. This is the bit that could take a while because I've got quite a few to show you. I shall start with this one. Everything's down there, so that's why I have to keep leaning forward. So in this box, what number did I say? It was 43, I think, from Crochet Society. Hang on, this one. From which I made the baby blanket that I've just told you about. I had some yarn left. I still do have some yarn left. And it's such lovely yarn. I thought I would start making a... Oh, am I going to show you this because it's for the baby? Screw it, I've started talking about it now. Just carry on, just carry on. I thought I would make a dream catcher for my little baby niece to go in her room. Now this isn't going to look particularly impressive just yet because it hasn't been blocked or attached to the hoop or anything, but I'm already quite a long way through it. Okay, you can see it's taking shape. I think there's only a few more rounds to go. It's not a massive pattern. And this is another free pattern from, I just looked this up and I do know it, the Loopy Stitch. It's a pattern I've used before. I made Ned a dream catcher in blue yarn, and I've made one or two for craft markets as well. So it's a pattern I'm quite familiar with. I really, really like it. I do make just the odd adjustment to the pattern as I go round. For example, in this round that I'm working here, the pattern says, I think just because it's quite beginner friendly, the pattern says to work just into the space for the V-stitches, whereas I actually work into the chain just because I feel it keeps it a bit more central. But that's it. Other than that, I stick to the pattern. It's really lovely. It works up quickly. Once it's attached to a hoop, it looks incredible. And I'm enjoying it. So again, that is that Crochet Society yarn that you can only get in box 43. So hopefully that will be finished fairly soon, which means it will be... Oh, what do you think? I'll have to take pictures and show you in the next podcast, because hopefully I will finish that in time to give it to my sister at the weekend, assuming she can come. Obviously, again, baby's not due for a couple of weeks, but babies have a mind of their own. Even before they're born, Ned was a week early, exactly. So anything could happen. Right, next work in progress. Again, if you watched my Vlogmas videos, you will have seen this. But for those who haven't, and just to give you another update on it, it's a very, very simple cowl that I am working up. Best way around to show you. There you go. It is, woo, just losing the yarn that this is attached to. Yeah, it's working up very quickly because it is very simple. It's just using the moss stitch. There are no increases or decreases or anything. That's going in and out of focus. I don't know why. Probably because my hands are shaking. There you go. And this is using the beautiful skein of sock yarn that I bought at the Knitting and Stitching show from Strictly Hand Dyed Yarns. Again, I shall link them for you. Is that focusing? Not really. It's because I can't hold things still. Yes, I will link them for you, but there's the label. Oh, I'll try and hold that still so you can take a screenshot. Sort of, maybe, and that's the colourway as well for you, Demeter. And there's their logo. Two little dancing sheep. Absolutely love it. Why aren't you focusing? Maybe that's the best I can do. Anyway. Yes, this is my current easy project. I can pick this up and put it down whenever I've got a spare half hour or less even, and feel like picking something up. I love how the colours are working up. The variegation, it looks like it's been painted, and because it is wool sock yarn, so it's 75% merino wool, 25% nylon. It is soft and strong and warm. So if we do get a cold snap, or when it gets cold downstairs in our house and I'm sat crocheting and I get really chilly, pop this on, that will be lovely and toasty. So I can't wait. It's definitely getting finished soon. Also, the project bag I've got it in, I don't know where this came from. I found it in my little stash of bags. No, it's just a drawstring bag. It says bundle of love on it. Absolutely no idea where I got it from. Hey, it was a nice discovery and it's perfect for popping that project in. Next. Quick one. Excuse me. Yes, quick one to show you. Again, this is one you'll have seen before. Again, right at the end of Vlogmas, I went through all of my works in progress. So I showed you it in that video. Also, in my earlier podcast videos, you'll have seen this. I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail. Here is the current state of my blanket stitch shawl, which the way I'm sitting today I can't get quite all in shot, but I'll do it in sections. And this is using Escape Your Swirl in so far 3 different cakes. I've got Licorice Yum Yum, Blueberry Bam Bam, and is it Midnight Bubbles or something like that, the third one? If I remember, I'll put the names in the descriptions for you. And they all fade into each other quite nicely. You can tell, if you know what you're looking for, where the cakes change, but it's not too obvious. I do have a 4th cake of Escape Your Swirl in another colourway in case I need it. I'm not sure whether I will. I like a big shawl. What am I trying to say? Yeah, I like one that I can sort of wrap all the way around myself and just throw over one shoulder and all of that. So I do want it to be really nice and long. But we'll see. We'll see how I go when I get to the end of cake that I'm working on. I might not need the 4th one. We shall see. This is 100% cotton, I think. I'm going to have to check it on label now, which I won't be able to read. So this could go horribly wrong. One moment, please. Oh, it is nighttime bubbles. Is that what it said? Oh no, it's not 100%. It's 60% cotton, 40% acrylic. So it's lovely and soft and light, although there's a lot of yarn, so it's actually physically quite heavy. But it's got a bit of stretch to it as well, and a bit of yeah, it's just got a really lovely drape. Really lovely, even though the blanket stitch is quite a dense stitch. It's still really drapey and flowy, which is lovely. And again, once I finish the cowl, I'll be working on this again. That's another pick up and put down project. There's no pattern for it. It's just a blanket stitch. And again, if possible, depends how much else I've got going on, but if possible, I'd like to have this finished by spring, because it's intended to be a spring to early summer wrap for when it's just a little bit chilly but not cold. So that is that one. What else have I got? Another one you'll have seen before if you've been watching Vlogmas. This is another baby blanket, a much simpler one, and this is using the yarn from my Crochet Society advent calendar. I've got a few ends to weave in, so excuse the mess that you are about to see. And this is a simple corner to corner moss stitch, striped. Each stripe is one day of the advent calendar. Got all the way to day 25 here, this last colour. It's the size that I want it, and so I'm going to go back down the days, so 24, 23, 22 and so on, to decrease it to make it into a square. It's currently triangle shaped. Yes, if you know corner to corner, you know what I mean. Becomes a triangle until it's as big as you want, and then you decrease it again to get it into a square or a rectangle. And again, this has been a nice simple make. Oh, that edge is a bit wobbly. Might have to put a border on. I wasn't going to, but I might have to. We shall see. What was I about to say? Yes, the stripes are all different. Up to this point, for each stripe, I watched an episode of the Vlogmas videos that Ali from Little Drops of Wonderful, no, wrong channel. She was doing it on her vlogging channel, which is This Little Wonderful Life. So each stripe is one episode. And then to go back the other way, I've run out of her Vlogmas videos now, but I'm going to find other videos that are between 15 and 25 minutes long and do the stripes again. I was going to perfectly mirror it, but I'll get bored if I do that. I know I will, and then I won't want to finish it. And I'd want to get this finished. It won't be by this weekend, but you know, while the baby is still small, at the very least, if I can get it done before baby arrives, even better. But that might not happen. We shall see. But yes, if I can get it done before my little baby niece gets too big to need a baby blanket, then I will count that as a win. What else? Was I going to say anything else about that? No, there's no pattern to mention. I've told you about the yarn. That's that. I think there's just a couple more to talk about. I'm just going to have another quick drink. Okay, next work in progress is in this box, which I can't close properly because it's too full. But if I hold it like this, there's the lid, which is just gorgeous. And this is Crochet Society, obviously, box number 42, which was curated by Kate Happel, who was part of the Crochet Society. She may have now left. I might have that wrong, don't quote me on it, and Kate, if you haven't, I'm sorry. I just vaguely remember seeing that somewhere. And this is the Flower Power blanket. Here is a picture for it. They're just gorgeous. And it's using yarn from Signet. So this is yarn you can buy. And I won't go through all, actually no I will. Oh, I can't remember the yarn name now. Oh, Colour Rush. So the Signet Colour Rush range. And we have got the colours Dust Storm. Nope, that's my drink. Clink clinking. We have got Waterfall, which is coming undone. That's not helpful. And we have got, oh I do know it, what's it called? Violet Ice. They're all lovely. Self-striping, I think they count as yarns. And you use 2 colours for each hexagon that you make. But because the yarn changes colour throughout the skein, you get multiple colours in each hexagon. And I just love them. The colours are so rich and they go together so well. These are all the ones I've made so far. There's only 5. Again, you will have seen this in a previous podcast episode, but it'll have been a while. But yeah, they're reasonably quick to make. They look incredible, and when I do get to the point where they all join together, They'll look really good together as well. I'm thinking I might join them with a black yarn just to make the colours really pop. We'll see. I haven't got that far. Oh, and this is the little bag that came in the box as well, which I'm keeping the hexagons in. Sorry, it's a bit creased. But isn't that sweet? Really, really lovely. Yes, anyway, this has been in hibernation for a little while because I've been busy with other things. But I believe a new make-along has started now. I was going to say is starting, but I think it has started now, and it's running until the end of February. And that is the Cozy Blanket make-along, which is being run by Ali from Little Drops of Wonderful, and I believe another of her knitting and crochet friends. And it's a really, really relaxed make-along. Pretty much the only rule is that you make a blanket. But it can be one that you've already started, like this, or a new cast on. You don't have to finish it within those couple of months. It's just, yeah, you can knit, you can crochet. I'm sure it would be fine if you wanted to weave or sew or anything else that you can think of to make a blanket. And yeah, it's a focal point for me in that, right, this thing is happening, I want to be involved, here's a blanket I want to get on with. I might not finish it, but I will make progress, which is good because I do want to be able to use this. This is a blanket I'm making for me to use in my house, and it's going to look amazing, so I want to get on with it. So I will be taking part in that make-along. Again, I shall put details in the description so you can take part too if you want. And yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It'll be interesting to see what everyone else has been making. Actually, I always like getting inspiration from other people. Right, my final work in progress, I think. Yes, I've done that one and that one and that one and that one and that one. Just starting this section again because I've just realised I was holding this box so that you could see my address, which isn't great. So here we go. This box, the contents therein, you will have seen if you've watched my Vlogmas videos, because this was a present, a birthday present specifically from Kelvin, who is my husband, if you don't already know that. And it is a set of 2 kits from The Modern Crafter, who again I shall link below. And this is something I've been wanting to have a go at for ages. But it's wibble wobbling. And this is a set of 2 kits for punch needle work. These just need finishing off. I just need to neaten off the back. This is the very first one that I did. It is not neat, but it's pretty cute, and I think Ned likes it, so this might end up in his bedroom. We shall see. So that is that one. Well, yeah, they just need the backs tidying. You know, do that, cut off the excess, glue it into place, and it'll look much better. And then they can just be hung from the top of the hoop. And then the second one will be being hung in here. And again, it just needs the back tidying. A little plant. And I have had a lot of fun doing these. They were really quick to work up. Really, really quick to work up. So I'm glad I've had a go. And yes, I have caught the punch needle bug now. So that is something else I will be adding to my ever increasing to-do list, is many, many more punch needle projects, some of which will be for fun, some of which will be to sell, some of which, sorry that's really noisy, I'm just trying to do this box back up, some of which will be incorporated, if I can figure out how, into my crochet work. I'm thinking, well, I don't know, we'll see how we go. Yes, I've had a lot of fun with those, and we'll definitely be doing more. So that is all of the works in progress. So let's move on to a very brief new section for this podcast, which is all about my next cast on. You may be familiar with this project bag. It's actually a wash bag for toiletries, but I repurposed it a long time ago as a wash bag. No, as a project bag. Oh dear, my words are going. This isn't good. I'm only about halfway through. I need to keep my words together. This has sort of become my sock bag. And I said, yeah, start that sentence again. Back in September, tentatively, I made my first proper pair of crochet socks as part of the Strictly Sock Along, which has now ended. Another one from Ali, by the way, Little Drops of Wonderful. Can you tell I'm a fan? And I have since made 3 pairs of socks and a pair of fingerless gloves, because I cheated. But I like making socks and I really like wearing them. None of them fit perfectly, but you know, they're my first 3 pairs of socks that I've crocheted ever. So that's okay, and they all fit well enough. This yarn in here, I had started, hang on, I need to put this down. Let's put it down there. I had started making another pair of socks. I can't remember what the pattern was now, but it was just taking a really, really long time to work up, which I was finding quite disheartening. It's a lovely pattern, and I may go back to it, and it is very similar to a pattern that I used for one of the other pairs of socks, and it looks lovely once it's worked up. It just took ages, and I want socks to be done quickly. So I have frogged it all, and I'm going to make a second pair of the Watson Waffle socks by, is it Lakeside Loops? It is Lakeside Loops. That's gone. It's okay, I've got more. Not that one. Okay, this one. Yes, they work up much more quickly. They look lovely. They fit really well. I'm actually wearing the other pair that I made. I won't show you because I'd have to do some strange contortionism. But if I remember, I shall find a picture of them and put that up on the screen for you. And the yarn I am using, this one hasn't been wound up yet, but it will be. Is that going to focus, or is my face in the way too much? Ooh, other way, that way. There you go. This yarn is from Vicky Brown Designs, who makes lovely yarn in lovely colours. This is from her mini skiing club. I can't remember which month, so I don't have a colourway name that I can give you, but have a look at her website. Her yarn is lovely. Oh, found it. And I had her advent calendar actually as well this year. That's been really fun. It was all themed around, I don't know if it was specifically Disney, but I think it might have been, but films anyway, and I think they were all animated films off the top of my head. At some point I am going to lay out all the yarns from the advent calendar next to each other, just because I want to see what they look like all together, so I shall share that with you when I do. What was I about to say? But yes, so that is going to be cast on soon, possibly before the next podcast. Maybe. We'll see what else I've got going on. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Right, I'm now going to talk about wishlist crochet, which is a little section I brought in in November, my last podcast episode that you'll have seen. I didn't do one in December because of Vlogmas. And for that, I want to show you a book. This wonderful book by Sixel Design, who is someone else that I am a massive fan of, and I have mentioned many times before. There are so many gorgeous patterns in this book. It's really well written, as I expected it would be, and the pictures are incredible. I'm just trying to find some pictures that haven't got too much text with them so I can show you. There we go. So this is the, ooh, that way a bit, oh shiny, there we go, tea house mug rug pattern, which you'll have seen a bit of the information for there, but it's only like materials and stuff, it's not the pattern information. I'm not going to show you all of them because there's quite a few. Let's just pick out a couple. Not that one. Oh, here we go, this is a good one. The, oh wait, In Chains bag, which again, no, not again because I've not said it yet, but yes, the pattern is for a bag, but once you know what you're doing with the design, it doesn't have to be a bag, you could make anything with it, which is something I really love about her designs. There is the Stella shawl. I will eventually work through all of these patterns because they're all amazing. They're all right up my street. But the one that I really got my eye on, and I'm going to use, I think, it's designed as a pillow in here, but I'm thinking wall hanging up there on that wall because it's a very blank wall. I want art on there, and I think it would be nice to make at least some of it myself. How lovely is that? It's just stunning. And that is the Sun and Moon pattern. So yeah, that is on my wish list. Who knows when I'll get to it. This is the thing about my wish list crochet crochet wish list. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. These are things I really want to make, or as in the last podcast, yarn that I really want to use. Whether or not I'll ever actually get to it is anybody's guess. But they're on my radar. And yes, even if I never make anything from this book, I'm really glad I bought it because it just looks lovely. That's the spine. So that is an addition to my crochet wish list. I'm actually making much better progress than I thought I would with this. It's going quicker than I thought it would. So that's nice. I'm now going to talk about incoming. It's not all yarn. Some of it is. I've just remembered two things I was going to mention. Hang on. They're not on my list, but I've just spotted them. They were just there next to you. So these are the two latest boxes, yes, from, have I shown you my address again? I might have done. I'll have to put a picture over it if I have. These are the two latest boxes from, the label's broken because I've opened them, the Vicky Brown Designs Mini Skein Club. So I just thought I'd quickly show you how it arrives, although it's neater than this when I open it. Just I've been in these and had a look, so the tissue paper's all scrunched. I really like that it's black tissue paper, it just really speaks to me. And this was November's box. And you get 5 lovely skeins. I think they're 20 gram skeins. Look at the colours on that. This camera, incidentally, Kelvin bought me this camera for Christmas. So much better than my old little rubbishy webcam. This is a webcam too, but it's not old and rubbish. Not that the other one was old actually, and it wasn't rubbish, it was just cheap, and you could tell. sorry about the rustling. Package that one back up. And then this one is December's. Again, just trying to make sure I don't show you my address. I mean, I'm sure you're lovely and you wouldn't do anything nefarious with it, but you can never be too careful, can you? So again, unfold the tissue paper. Now this isn't what I would call a December-y colour, but I chose the, what do you call it? Gradient option for the boxes, so this just follows on really nicely from November's yarn. And there we go. Lovely and bright. So at some point, these two boxes of yarn may become pairs of socks. They may be used for something else. We shall see. I do need to go through and bag up all this yarn properly so it's not in the boxes still. To get rid of the boxes, put it all into Ziploc bags to make sure it's safe, because wool yarn can attract little critters, moths and things, which we don't want. I don't want my yarn to get ruined. Hello again. Yeah, there is. So I also have a Hobbycraft order. If for some reason you don't already know about Hobbycraft, where have you been? But I shall put a link in the description for you. Now, having mentioned and shown you the punch needle kits and said that I've caught the bug, I've bought myself 2 embroidery hoops in different sizes so that I can have a go. I have ordered some fabric as well from somewhere else, so once that arrives I can have a play and see what I can come up with. I have also ordered some yarn. I went on there for the embroidery hoops, then realised that I had a £5 voucher, then realised that the delivery threshold was, free delivery threshold was I think £25. So I thought, sod it, I'm going to buy some more yarn. I don't need any more yarn. Why did I buy more? Anyway, I've bought the West Yorkshire Spinners signature 4-ply, I think that says, in the colourway Hollyberry. I know it's not Christmas anymore, but it appealed to me. And then I remembered, actually I remembered first, that one was a it's getting late, my brain's going. That one was a filler to get me over the threshold. These next 3, I remembered that Hobbycraft sell this yarn and I can't easily find it anywhere else that I've noticed anyway. This is the Women's Institute Soft and Silky 4-ply yarn. This is not this colour, but this yarn is what I've made Ned's hat out of. This colour is called something that I can't read. Hang on a second. This one's just called Pink. I thought that'd be a good one for something for my little baby niece, maybe towards springtime. Then I saw this colour upside down. Azure. Look at the depth in that. Focus. Might have focused, I'm not sure. And then this one I just thought was really fun. This one's called Mermaid Mix. Lovely blues and whites. I hope that's focused for you. I think it has, can't quite tell. But yeah, so there we go. More yarn for my stash, which I did not need, but I bought it anyway because I have a problem. I have a problem. And it's not going away anytime soon. And then I have 2 more things which I did not buy. These were given to me for my birthday again. I have a project bag just a simple tote bag from Kelvin. How cool is that? It's a version of the Scream famous painting, but with a cat. I shall, I've forgotten the Etsy shop. I know it's from Etsy, it is an Etsy shop. I've forgotten who, but I shall look up the information again and link them for you, because they do bags and coasters and other things, and the artwork on all of them is famous paintings but with cats. So there's like the Mona Lisa with cat and there's I can't remember the artist, but quite a famous abstract painting, I think, that's a cat. It's just brilliant. Just brilliant. And then the second thing is another project bag. And this one is incredible. I don't know where they got it from, I need to find out. This is from my brother-in-law and his wife, Gareth and Tabby, who I do mention on occasion because they're lovely people. And not only is it beautiful, it really is, it's got so many pockets. How do I get into this one? This side. So this front one has got a double zip. I'm terrible at doing this. So there we go. And it opens really wide. And it's got a pocket and okay, kind of, you can sort of see in there, there's like spaces for hooks or knitting needles if you're that way inclined, and all sorts in that pocket. And then you can see, you can't open this bit, but you can see into the main part of the bag, which is useful. It's also got eyelet holes along the top here, so if you're doing colour work, for example, or if you just like to be able to keep your yarn from running away too much, you can feed the yarn through the hole while you're working on it. Then the main pocket is just one big pocket, but that's okay, and I can get a lot in there. There's then another pocket on the back, which again is just a plain zip pocket, and that will be ideal for patterns and the like. And then there's a pocket on each end as well. So this one's just a simple pocket. You can get a small water bottle in there, or snacks, or another skein of yarn, or really anything. Phone, keys, that sort of thing. And on the other end, this one opens all the way, and it's got more hook storage in it, which is fantastic. Loads of hooks in there, tons of them in. So I love this bag. I need to carefully think about which projects I'm going to put in here first, because it's just lovely. You know, I would really happily actually use that as a handbag slash project bag. So you know, take a project with me, but also phone, purse, keys, and so on. You know, it's got a shoulder strap, adjustable shoulder strap, so it can be carried really easily. I love it. They're so good. If you've seen my Vlogmas videos, you'll have seen the Christmas present they got me as well. And yeah, the Christmas present was perfect. This is perfect. They also got me a bottle of gin, which is a fruit flavoured one. I can't remember the fruit now, but it sounds amazing and I'm really looking forward to trying it. And a big box of chocolates. You know, it could not be more perfect. Could not be more perfect. Yes, that is it. That is all the incoming. I'm just going to drink the rest of this before it gets too cold. Okay, so on to upcoming events. There isn't a lot to tell you about, to be honest. It's January. January is a slow month. I'm hoping to arrange a couple of things with friends. because otherwise I'll end up going the whole month without seeing anyone and that's not healthy. It's very easy to do. I'm definitely a home kind of person, definitely an introvert, which is fine, but it does mean I do have to work at remembering to actually go out and see people or have people come here, either way. So there's just a couple of little things that are planned. Hopefully, as I've mentioned before, my sister and her partner will be coming over at the weekend. I hope they can, just because I haven't seen them in far too long. This is a common theme with people that I know and love. I go too long without seeing all of them. But yeah, so hopefully that will happen. Ned is going back to school next Tuesday on the 9th. It's been lovely having him at home and we've had a really lovely Christmas. Excuse me. I think it's just because of the way the Christmas holiday's been worked this year. This week I'm really struggling with what to do. So normally, and I think this is happening across, or has happened rather, across other parts of the country this year, normally you'd have a week off before Christmas and a week off after Christmas and then back pretty much straight after New Year, you know, by now, 3rd or 4th maybe. For some reason, North Yorkshire Council, or whoever decides these things, have gone, no, this year we'll make them break up just before Christmas. I think they finished on the 21st, was it, of December? And then we'll have a whole 2 weeks after. No, don't do that again. Please, if the people who make these decisions somehow see this video, don't do that again. It's hell. So the week between Christmas and New Year is fine for me. We usually have Christmas, and then we see family on Boxing Day, and then sometimes we see family on the 27th, and then it's my birthday on the 28th, and then sometimes we see family on the 29th, and yeah, we can drag it out. And then New Year we always have another little family gathering. There's plenty to do. And that little bit before Christmas, I mean, for one, it was only a few days. You had the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then it was Christmas. So that's just a normal weekend, really, apart from the Friday. But then this week is just like, what do I do? Yesterday we had a friend round, one of Ned's friends, so that was lovely, and we went for a walk in the morning. But I don't want to go for a walk every day. I know I should, but I don't want to. And I know Ned doesn't want to. So I'm afraid today he's been playing games on the tablet and on the Switch all day, because I have no imagination when it comes to what to do with him. And it's a battle as well to get him to do anything else. And I know I can win that battle, but it's not pleasant. So I'm hoping that tomorrow we can see his cousins, and then it will be Friday, and I can probably find something to do on Friday, and then it's the weekend, and so Kelvin's not at work again. And that'll help. And then Monday can be a rest day. He's got a inset day for school, and then we'll be back on Tuesday. So we're getting there. But yeah, it's hard work. And I love him so much. I really, really do. I cannot stress that enough. But I just struggle with entertaining him. So anyway, enough complaining. I've gone off track. The important thing is he's going back to school on Tuesday. And the only other thing that is in the calendar at the moment is that I've got my next Indie Business Club meeting on the 22nd. So I'm really looking forward to that. We had to miss the one in December because Gemma, the lady who runs them, was ill. So it'll be 2 months since I last saw that particular group of people. And they're always really good meetings. They are both useful and fun. So it's a good mix. and I can't remember what we're doing this time, but I will definitely learn something from it, and it will just be nice to see everyone. So that's it. Not a lot planned, but next section. Goals. Goals for January. I've got lots of goals. They're not all crochet related. They're mostly business related. There's actually not that much in terms of crochet that I want to get done. My voice is going, excuse me a second. Yes, so I shall take you through them if I can read my own writing. So I want to just finish off the baby projects. Like I said, I've got 2 or 3 that I just need to put the finishing touches on, and if I can get that the corner to corner blanket finished within the month, that'd be good as well. Possibly make another baby project. I've got a couple of ideas floating around in my head. The cozy blanket make along, I want to get involved in that and actually make some serious progress on that blanket. So yeah, that'll be good. I need to find a venue for another craft fair. I hosted one back in October, you may remember, and I'd like to host another one, but I want a venue that is more central in whichever town it ends up being in, preferably Harrogate, but there are other local towns that would work. But finding a venue that is big enough and not too expensive and has good natural footfall, preferably on a high street kind of thing. It's tricky. I'm struggling. I was intending to host my next one at the end of Feb, and that might be pushing it now, but I will find a venue and I will get my next market booked in. It just might be a little bit later in the year. So that's on there. And I want to book into some other craft fairs. I want to get like the whole year planned out really this time, so that I know what I'm doing for 2024 and I can plan projects accordingly. I did have a list through from one of the organisers I've worked with before the other day, but she's fully booked until the end of March and she's not taking bookings yet for the rest of the year. But I know when the dates are going to be. I just need to keep an eye out for her emails and get in touch as quickly as possible when they come out. But if I can get either my own one or get booked onto another 1 or 2 in Feb and March, that'd be good. Talking of February, it's nearly Valentine's Day already. It always comes around quick, doesn't it? We don't make a massive deal of it in this house, but we do mark it in a small way, and more importantly for me these days is the business side of Valentine's Day. I want to come up with a couple of Valentine's related items for the shop, and I don't know what they're going to be yet. So I need to have a good think and get some made and photographed and up on the shop so I can promote them. And yeah, if you've got any ideas, let me know. Yeah. Please, because I don't know. I did try and make some coasters a couple of years ago. They've now been frogged because they didn't work out brilliantly. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I shall figure something out. And yeah, that's not just a goal for January, that's a goal for like the next week really. I need to get that done. And then the final goal is really boring. I need to get my tax return done. I've been putting it off for far too long. It was on my to-do list for October and I didn't get to it. And then I didn't get to it in November. And then I was never going to get to it in December. Come on. So I need to get that done. And that's it. Well, that's nearly it. That's it for... Well, it might be that's it for you. I don't know. The final section that I will be talking about is my physical health and weight loss journey. If you're not interested or actively don't want to see and hear about that, that's absolutely fine. Thank you for watching this far, and yeah, I hope it's been at least moderately interesting. I don't think it's too long in the end. I think I'm just over an hour, so by the time I edit it should be just under at this point, which is nice. And yeah, I need to plan the ends of my podcast better. I never know what to say. Yeah, thank you for watching. Please do consider subscribing to my channel. It will mean that you get notifications whenever I release a video, or at least it will if you hit the little bell and set it to send you notifications. And yeah, it helps my channel grow, and I'd really, really appreciate it. You don't have to, but I would love it if you did. Likewise, if you want to drop a little thumbs up on the video, that would be lovely. If you want to share it with someone you know, or someone you don't know, that would be lovely. Feel free to hop on over to my Instagram and any of the other links that I have left below. And thank you again. Take care, and I'll be back in a couple of weeks. Okay, final section if you have stuck around. Just a quick note about my, well, mostly weight loss, but physical health in general. Obviously it's been Christmas, so it has claws. Ow. It will not surprise you to learn that I have not really been focusing on this for the past couple of weeks at least, really for most of December. I did try and keep the overindulgence to a minimum for most of the month, and I did okay. But obviously the closer to Christmas it got, the harder that was. The last weigh-in that I did was on the 23rd of December. I was going to do another one for New Year, but I thought, no, I'll just hate the numbers. So I am taking the 23rd of December as my final result for 2023, and that puts my total loss, claws again, for the year at a loss of £8, which I believe is, well, it's just over half a stone if you use stone. I think it's it's not. £8 would be around 16 kilograms, but that's very rough. Is that right? No, other way around. Ooh. Around about 4 kilograms. But that's very approximate. Somewhere between 3 and 5. So I am happy with that. It's not quite where I wanted to be, but at the end of the day, I've lost half a stone in a year. And that, to lose that and keep it off so far, is a really big achievement for me. So I am happy with that. I am now more or less back on track with food. There is a lot of chocolate in the house still, as well as some mince pies. It's okay, Kelvin's steadily working through those for me. There's a bit of birthday cake left over, which I need to eat or throw out. And I don't want to throw it out. I don't like throwing out food. And yeah, it's not too bad, but there is quite a lot of chocolate left. So far, for the last couple of days, I've been fairly restrained. Just had one or two. Neris has got a claw stuck in my chair. There we go. And so I'm going to try and carry on with that, you know, have a few little chocolates around lunchtime. I haven't done any exercise for weeks, not deliberately anyway. You know, I've walked a few times, but kind of because I've needed to rather than because I wanted to. So I think I'm going to give myself the rest of this week, just because I find it hard to stick to an exercise routine when Ned's around. I need to work more on that for the next holiday. So I'm going to start deliberately exercising again on the day that Ned goes back to school, which is the 9th. And until then, I'm just going to try not to eat too much sugary food. Try and eat reasonably healthily, get some fruit and veg back into my system because that slipped a lot, and see how we go. I shall be weighing myself on Saturday, and so we'll see how much damage Christmas did and whether I've managed to undo any of it this week, and I shall update you next time, which will be 2 weeks from today. I was going to say give or take, but no, it will be 2 weeks from today. I am determined to keep to a decent schedule, circumstances permitting. So that's that. I hope you're well. Again, as I've said before, if you are on a similar journey, if you struggle with healthy eating, with exercising, all of that sort of thing, just keep going, one day at a time. If today hasn't gone well, start again tomorrow. Get yourself back on the wagon. Don't stress about it, but just do your best. That's all I'm doing. Taking it one day at a time and doing the best I can. And it is very slowly but steadily having the right effect, a positive impact on all areas of my life, which is great. Okay, I will say goodbye one last time. Again, thank you very much for watching. Everything I said a few minutes ago still applies. But I shall stop waffling, and yes, I'll be back in 2 weeks. Bye for now.